Hey everyone, Ozzy Black here for Empire Strikes Back. 10 out of 10. Up there, Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back. Fucking fantastic Star Wars film. Some of the best. Holy crap. Like, every time I watch this, just like Revenge of the Sith, it's nostalgia. It's its own thing. And it's just perfectly well made and put together. It's fantastic. It's up, it's down. It's got the bad guys kicking ass. And it's just so wonderful. It's... Okay, first of all, Hoth. First of all, an ice planet with, like, fucking bear wampa things. Fucking awesome. And then those weird horse elk things, tauntauns. Again, awesome. And then those big ATSTs. And then bang! Like, in that fight scene. Fantastic. And you know what? Even from a filmmaker's perspective, it's amazing. When the doors close and Han and Luke are out there. The emotion of the music. The shots with just the screaming of, Chewbacca and the close-up on Leia is just so well done and so powerful. It's fantastic. If you want to see how filmmaking should be done, look at Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back. Such as the scene with Anakin and Padme and the music swelling and how it just uses all that, focus in the emotions in the eyes and the facial animations, facial emotions. Very similar to Empire Strikes Back as well. That's how you do it. That brings so much power. Oh. And then you've got Lando, like fucking Lando. You've got the great scene where they're like, where Han's just like, bang. You know, when they're in the cave, he just shoots the cave wall and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Fantastic, fantastic film. There is nothing I could give it that's negative. Acting wise, it's up and down. Han again is one of the best actors. Leia is better. Mark Hamill, well, they're about the same person, really. But Mark Hamill goes up and down. There are times where he does some good delivery and some iffy delivery. But I think I know why people don't really care for the delivery in these sort of films. Because we go, it was made in the 70s and the 80s. It doesn't matter. Like, I can understand why people can more accept the bad acting in the Star Wars films. More so the original, more so than the prequels. Fair enough, but there is still some iffy acting in the original films as well. I can see it. Don't know if you guys can see it, but it's definitely there. Maybe not as prominent, I can say that, but it's still there. Like, it's still there. Vader is great, how he just kills everyone. I love how he's just like, apology accepted, Captain. It's like, you're a badass. Anakin, you're a badass, and I will call him Anakin because he's awesome. I also, now this is a special edition, and from what I understand, there isn't much changes. There's changes for the Emperor when you see him. Instead of looking like a chipmunk, he actually looks like the Emperor from Episode 3, which is awesome. I do like Ian McDonald, or McDonald's, I can't remember his last name. But Ian did a really good job as the Emperor, and it's great that he was actually in the third one, which it just brings it all whole. And having him in here as the hologram, so good. So good. Really, really good. And it helps bridge together. All the films come together more so from episode 1 to 6, do bridge better in the next film, Return of the Jedi. But this adds some more to it, you know. I really like how they use Anakin and Vader as separate things. It's really well done to say, you know, Vader is Anakin, but he's not anymore. Like, I like that sort of sense of it. What else? This is a really good film. Like, it's just amazing. Like, actually, here's one. The relationship between the relationship between Leia and Han. As much as I love it, watching it again after about a few months, about 3-4 months, it's a bit strange because their relationship, it's a bit cliche, you know, the bad guy going for the woman, for the fairly badass but like princess sort of thing. It's also interesting because there isn't much oomph there, you know. Their big moment when they kiss is kind of like, she literally hated you like an hour beforehand or less. And if you go by the first film, there isn't really many moments. Then again, you could say, oh, they fight and clash a lot, therefore that's how they, you know, emotions and perspectives and just who they are clash together, which I get, but I'm just quite surprised. I thought there was actually more oomph between Anakin and Padme, although that is counting deleted scenes, and in deleted scenes for this film, there isn't really much to add to the relationship here. It's still good. And at the end, when it's like, I love you, is a very strong moment. It's a very, very strong moment that I think is one of the best moments in film history, I think, personally. It's just so well made. But it's not as strong as I remember it. But it's still strong, but it's not as strong, you know. It's not like the perfect relationship in a movie that I've actually seen done in a singular film. Does get better with episode 3 and that scene where in episode 3 when he's like, "Luke's your brother?" And if you've seen that video where it's like doo, 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 from Kill Bill, it's amazingly well done. It's fantastic. But overall, 10 out of 10. I can't say anything bad. Like, I really can't. It's just a fantastic film. You got Lando. You've got the beautiful scenery of the Cloud City, Hoth. You've got Vader actually feeling a bit oomphy and doomphy. You know, he's definitely changing over time. And that scene where he tells Luke that he's his father is so powerful. When I first saw that, I almost like jumped up and like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Even as a kid at like, I think 8, or maybe I was 6 to 8 years old I was at the time. It's in between. I think I almost shouted like, fuck, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But back then, you know, you say the F word, smack in the back of the back, in the ass, you know, smack, get a smack if you swear. But it was worth it, almost. I can't remember if I swore or not. It's very far back. But in terms of it being a special edition, they've added a few things in now. I think I have actually seen the original versions of these films, but unfortunately, I don't remember them. I remember more so the special editions. Because I remember going to like Blockbuster, or VHS, and they would have, I think the Blockbuster VHSs would have the special edition, so it would say special edition on the cover of Star Wars, and just, you know, Star Wars without the special edition on top. And after a while, when the special editions came out, they were kind of like the main one you saw on TV and on VHS, and then DVD, and then Blu-ray and stuff like that. And as much as I like them, honestly, I do love the special editions. I think the only bad thing I hate about it is kind of the hand with his, you know, he's like, or, you know, he tries to move out the way and he shoots Greedo. That's the only thing that's different. On that though, Blockbuster, guess what? Last year, 2016, was when the Blockbuster in my little town closed down. It survived a lot. Unfortunately, it closed down, and I actually had some really good movies from there for like a really cheap price. But yeah, just a little thing, like Blockbuster existed. It was awesome, and it's a shame that it kind of died out. But yeah, so that side of things. Let's move on to deleted scenes. So deleted scenes. There's a few deleted scenes that kind of work, and some that don't, and some that are really cool, but they don't really make much sense. The ones that work are basically the ones with training with Luke. There's just some slight different ones with the sword and some weird metallic thing that Yoda has that he in the air. But other than that, it kind of adds a bit more to the training sequence, and I kind of like that. There's like a slight new bits with Leia and Han on the ship, which it's not too bad. There's one where with that robot guy with the things at the back of his head, sort of thing, gets captured or something like that, or like a dog comes down and all that. Not bad, but not really needed for the film. But in the Hoth levels, this was interesting. In the Hoth levels, they've got like a sort of, it kind of makes you feel like an alien film with the Wampers, which is really cool. How they're like trying to get in and stuff. And there's a great scene. There's a great cut scene where like C-3PO the bastard rips off a thing saying "Danger Wampers," and as the Empire coming in, they open the door and get scrabbed by one. Not gonna lie, I want that scene back in the film. It was so good, but terrible at the same time. I love it. I think that's a 10 out of 10 scene, especially when C-3PO did it. Oh, man. But there are those scenes as well. Now, there is some sort of scenes with character development, but what's interesting is it's more so with Luke and Leia. Except it's not the character development you kind of want, especially after we find out that Luke is the brother to Leia. Because these sequences are very much like, there's very internal, like, staring, very emotional staring, like there's something there. She kisses him on the lips a few times, and it kind of makes you feel like she's got feelings for him more so than I guess a sister should have. Now, of course, we did get a kiss at the very least, which was actually, if there's going to be any incest, at least it's only a small kiss. But here it kind of goes like, holy shit, is she like going to go with Han or Luke level of crap? It's a good thing they cut it out, to be truthful. It wasn't really needed. So overall, there isn't much deleted scenes that add to the film. The only ones I would say is just that little bit extra of Yoda and Luke training, and that's about it. I mean, I guess you could cut some of the Luke and Leia stuff in and take away that really like sexual desire stuff. Then that would actually add to them. Another one was the fight in the hallway where, Han's acting like a child for like no real reason that we can understand for. Not that bad, just some extra shots. There's a shot where it starts off and it pans to the right, and it's like a Wampa trying to get in. That was kind of cool. But there's some with some more dialogue which kind of works, but it ends differently. It ends in a way where you kind of like, you're kind of pissed off at both of them. Like, it kind of basically like, okay, they both got no feelings for each other. Why, you know, and it doesn't leave that much to hang on to for later on where it's like, okay, they're together sort of thing. So I can understand why that was cut and changed. So overall, some good delayed scenes, some that are iffy and some kind of get, I mean, the ones where the guy gets captured with the weird things on the back, that was not too bad and stuff like that. But yeah, overall some good stuff. But hey, deleted scenes, liked them. Not really much you want to add in, but there are some I thought would add in more so. But yeah, overall, 10 out of 10. I can't stop gushing about it. I love this film just as much as I love Revenge of the Sith, and it's fantastic. Now let's talk about Empire. We just watched Empire. Return of the Jedi. My second favourite. I do like A New Hope, like I said, but I think Return of the Jedi was that much better because it adds from episode 1 to 6, it brings it all together and it does it so well. But that's a special edition. If you didn't watch the episode 6 as in the original version, it's not going to come together as well. Makes sense because prequels weren't made then, but now it just comes together so well, and I just love it. You know, I love the parallels between Luke helping Anakin helping Luke out when the Emperor's like electrocuting him, compared to say with Mace Windu. You know, he went for the wrong side there and he goes for the right side now. It's poetry, man. It's fucking poetry and it's beautiful. I love Luke finally being a full-on Jedi, which I think this takes place like a year afterwards. So it's kind of like, I'm really interested to find out, because we don't know how he finds goodness in Vader's heart. We don't know how he fully finished his training. It's interesting and really fantastic to find out what happened between that year time from Empire to now, to Return of the Jedi. But overall, I love Return of the Jedi. And we'll obviously go more into that side, but overall, yeah. Great film, fantastic film, one of the best Star Wars films. I can't stop loving this film. It is a 10 out of 10. You must see. Up there, Revenge of the Sith. And I do believe that The Last Jedi will be up there as well. I think the best films of each trilogy will be Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, and The Last Jedi. All three of them will be the pinnacle Star Wars films. And I can't wait, actually. But yeah, Aussie Viking out. See you in Valhalla. Bye.